okay, guilty. So you like to write on desks?
Yeah, that's what I do.
What? No, what the actual fuck? No, seriously, what the fuck is... Wait. So some random guy has just walked into the building with a gun and he's going to fucking shoot everyone. Our main boy, who is the star of the fucking video, who eventually found the girl, and which is so good. He's met the girl and gun and fucking kills them. What the fuck? Fucking didn't notice. I was too engrossed on the... Okay, but how the fuck am I meant to notice some guy sitting in the background, some random fucking guy reading a book about guns? You know, I think that's just a completely normal thing for people to be doing. And yet it's preventable when you know the signs. Well, I really couldn't fucking stop anything because I'm actually watching the video, guys. So I really couldn't fucking do anything about it. But of course, you know, this video has a meaning behind it. It's a serious fucking video. But, you know, that was a bit full on. That was a bit fucked up, I tell you. How can the video go from being so nice and so lovely to some guy walking in with a gun and just fucking killing everyone? Yeah, what the actual fuck? Oh yeah, guys, that is it. That was completely messed up. I am completely fucking confused about the whole fucking situation. If you do want to go and check out that video in full, the link is in the description below. And also, guys, if you do want to go check out the organisation who made the video, I have left the links in the description below. And guys, if you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button and leave any comments in the comment section below. Thank you so much for the support as ever, and I will be back tomorrow with another new video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and bye. Peace out, bitches. Hi guys, it's your boy, Ashman. But yeah, you guys seem to enjoy my Dr. Phil videos, and a lot of you guys have been asking me to do some more of these videos. Actually, sorry guys, no Dr. Phil today. You know, I know you guys are massive fans of Dr. Phil, but before we get started, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. You know, if we hit 400 likes in this video, I will 400 likes, bitches.
I've been having sexual relationships with him ever since I was 18.
Well, you are 18, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're sleeping with your father.
Well, you know, that's fucking good, you know, at least she's 18, you know, that's a fucking positive. She's been having sexual relationships with her dad since she was 18, you know, fucking perfectly normal shit. Eight fucking seconds in, and I am fucking on the verge of being triggered.
You proved to us that this is actually a true story.
Okay, I'm just looking at this guy. This is no fucking Dr. Phil, but you know what, let's just accept it for today. We're just gonna accept that we're gonna watch this scene, guys.
You took a lie detector test.
Yes, I did.
And you're the one who insisted on taking it. You passed it.
You know, to prove it's right, we set up a camera in your bedroom and watched you bang. No, I literally thought he was about to say that.
Tell them the truth as far as you sleeping with your father.
I'm tired of keeping it a secret.
Are you not?
It's been a secret for 9 months now. And
You've been sleeping with your father for 9 months.
yes.
Perfectly normal shit. Perfectly fucking normal. Just go get a door or something. Go to B&Q, buy a door. Just don't do that. It's just fucking messed up. This is just fucking messed up.
And we are actually in a relationship.
Okay, that woman in the crowd just literally has the face on. What the fuck actually is this? This is just completely fucked up.
You don't look at him like what?
Like he's also my dad, and it's wrong because to me it's not.
And you see a future with your father?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so he's also your dad, and he's also your boyfriend. Yes, that's fucked up. Okay, fuck it. That's her fucking dad, and she's 18. She's 18.
I don't even know if I have the stomach to even continue with this show.
Okay, I really have no words to explain this. I don't even really know why the fuck I'm watching this thing.
We need to see a doctor and get some kind of therapy and really
Complete fucking banter. Great banter.
case. We have a father who not only preys upon his own daughter, takes advantage of her, prays. I'm preying upon her. Are you sleeping with her? Oh, yeah, but you're first of all, why are you sitting in my chair? Get the hell out of my
out of your chair.
Listen,
I have never fed her.
stand up out of my
I have
chair.
never done any
Stand
of
up.
that.
Stand up and talk
Okay?
to me. You're a man. You can talk to me on your
Yeah, I am a man.
I am the one, don't know what I'm doing, the hands to get the stuff I wanna steal.
I thought he fucking stuck that. I thought he literally... I
Uh-oh.
thought he just
Oh my God.
possibly the greatest chair flip ever. But you know.
I'm giving her a better life.
You're giving her a better
Yeah,
life
of course
by
I am.
sleeping with her.
Oh, wow. Again, we're in love.
Oh wow, you know, I'm only sleeping with my daughter. It's completely normal. You know, no one's gonna frown upon it. We're gonna go on a national TV show and tell everyone that I'm banging my daughter. Completely fucking normal.
Okay?
Fucking man, is that
Out of all my past relationships, I have never, ever got along with anybody so good in my life. And she's just everything I always wanted.
That's because she's your daughter. You're going to get on with her. She's family. Fucking sleeping with her, do you? Look, this Yeti clearly fucking does.
And it just happens to be, yeah, by blood, she's my daughter.
That's what a fucking coincidence, mate.
But Morgan, on some level, you have to admit what you're doing is wrong.
No?
Yeah, you know, Steve, I agree with you. I find this story fucking disturbing. You know, no one should fucking do this. Don't just... Oh, I literally just can't get my head around this. It's just not a thing you go doing, really, is it? It's just really not a thing you go doing these days.
Being a father myself, this sickens me. Do you ever think, like, I gotta get out of this?
No.
Never crossed your mind. Okay.
Well, I'm telling you, girl,
Okay.
you've got problems.
Somebody
Okay.
failed. Your mother, your father, whoever it was in charge of you to raise
You
you,
did.
to instill morals and values and make good decisions, they failed you.
I agree with you, dude. Steve, mate, you talk some fucking sense. You know your shit here. May not be Dr. Phil, but yes, you do talk some good shit.
The physical, good feelings that you're feeling, that only lasts for a while. That doesn't last forever, and that's enough. That's not enough to bond two people together forever. You're gonna wake up one day and say, what the hell am I doing?
He's gonna wake up, he's gonna be like, what the fuck am I actually doing? What the hell am I doing with my life? I maybe should start fucking dating a door because they're sturdy, they're beautiful, and just downright sexy. Please help me.
That you'll see that somebody steps in your life, snaps you out of this bad dream, that you'll get to enjoy your life, and you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, man, I destroyed my daughter's life.
The fuck was that? That is severely triggered me. I've talked a lot of crap in this video, but in conclusion, guys, if you are a father yourself, or if you are going to be a future father, don't go fucking sleeping with your daughter. It's a bit fucked up. No, it is fucking fucked up. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys have learned a lot from this video. Probably haven't, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you have. Comment in the comment section below. I do try to reply to all of the comments. I'm a tiny bit shit at doing it at the moment because I'm quite busy. Life is busy right now. That is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Woo! Dang!
Welcome back to your number one
Hello.
source for Dr. Phil reaction videos and also fucking sexy door reviews.
Oh, we're doing another vote. Yay!
I really
No,
have.
yeah,
But yeah,
no,
guys,
yeah,
we're back
no,
today. Another
no,
Dr.
yeah,
Phil
yeah,
reaction.
no, I
You
don't know.
guys just keep requesting them. You guys fucking enjoy them, and I enjoy reacting to them because I'm a dickhead. So
Ooh.
you guys sent me this beautiful video the other day. It's called What No Father Wants to Hear from His Little Girl. And you know, that title, it got my head running. You know, I was like, what could it be? Like, she might be in love with a door and doesn't want to tell her father. I don't know. I really don't fucking know. So I thought, guys, you know, why not? Let's make a video on it. Let's all sit down together and just enjoy this top quality art content. But yeah, guys, if you do enjoy this type of videos, hit that like button. And yeah, guys, let's just get into this quality art content.
She wants to share some things with you that are, I kind of guess, breaking news. Michelle says she has a secret that she needs to reveal to her father today. So, Michelle, the floor is yours.
Okay, right, he literally must be like, what the fuck? Like, what is she going to tell me today? Because she She's brought me all the way to the Dr. Phil show to sit down and basically tell me something. This must be something big. He must be fucking shitting himself.
I am actually not working at a retail job.
You are not?
I'm not.
Oh.
And I,
Is she working at B&Q now? Is that really what she's doing? She's got a job in the door section at B&Q. Top quality job. My dream fucking job.
I'm not enrolled in school this semester, but right now I'm getting by on a website where you can pretty much go on dates with these men and they'll buy you gifts.
So she's a prostitute. She's just trying to make it sound like it's completely fucking normal.
And they'll shower you with whatever, either financially, gift cards, you know, shopping sprees, purses, perfumes, whatever it is that you like on the dates. Cash.
Trips.
Even fucking Dr. Phil's on that website, you know, he after the show, you know, he's gonna pay her and like she's gonna come on a date with Dr. Phil, you know, that's what it really is. That's why Dr. Phil's got this girl on this show.
Trips, everything all paid for, just for in exchange for your time.
Well.
Well, yeah, that is pretty fucking different to your retail job. I feel like this dad is majorly triggered.
That's not morally how we try to bring you up.
Oh, why have we got to do car? Just kidding.
Fucking brutal. The fucking crowd are like, slut, slut, slut.
Definitely objection. What's your objection? Objection being, once again, morally, and that's not what we try to instill in the kids. She says I'm not a prostitute.
You're sure, Phil? You really sure? You sure you haven't paid for her after the show?
She says I won't meet you at a hotel and have sex. And, you know, if we have chemistry, then I'm negotiable. But we have chemistry like any relationship. But she expects to be paid.
It's not that I expect to be paid.
Yeah, you fucking do. Why would you expect not to be paid? Like, you're obviously doing it as a job to get money, so you would expect to be paid.
I think it's more like being on that website, you know that you're gonna get showered with gifts. Like it's different.
Did you get any nice white wooden doors? I'm just saying, did you get
Oh my god!
white wooden doors?
Have everything to gain and nothing to lose. If somebody's willing to spend their hard-earned money that they work for on you, then that's their own deal, you know? Like, that they decided they can spend their money on whoever they want, however they like.
Call me a fucking cunt, but I think it is morally a bit wrong. Like, that you should just log on to a website, start talking to someone and be like, hey, give me your fucking money. No, it probably really isn't like that, but you know what I mean.
You know, and if I told them that I don't want to speak with them and they're okay with it, and they want to continue seeing me or going to dinner, all we ever do is really go to dinner, nice fancy dinners.
Heck, I'm fucking going on this website and I'm gonna demand doors.
And I mean, it's not a big deal. This is a new era. This is 1908. This is 2015. People date differently.
I just have to tell you, I disagree that you have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Come on, Dr. Phil, fucking go in there and tell her to shut the fuck up. By the way, Dr. Phil is my dad.
My wife, Robin, we've been married 38 years, and she always says character is much easier kept than recovered. And
Is that Dr. Phil's wife? I think that is the fucking legend. That is Dr. Phil's wife. Congratulations. Dr. Phil is a great person.
Yeah, Dr. Phil, I was about to say, well, you're a father, and it's very hard, you know, what I'm hearing. My parents always taught me, you're gonna earn, you're gonna go out there and work for whatever it is.
I tell you what, you know, they're all ganging up on this girl. Bet she loves a good gangbang. That was a fucking good one.
I never thought of dating as involving a transaction. I mean, I never slid up next to a girl and said, hey, I can get you $20 to go to dance with me.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Phil, I did that the other day. I was driving along in my car, I wound down my window, saw a nice white wooden door, and was like, hey, do you want to come on a date with me? I'll give you a knob to go over the door. This is quality banter.
I might spend $20 on him to go to the dance with me, but, you know, if I take him to dinner or something, but this is a transaction. I mean, and you say, oh, I would go for free. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, well, if you're going to pay for dinner, like, and
she fucking wouldn't go for free.
What?
So like she would log onto this website,
One sec, I'm in a vibes. Okay, shush, okay, I'm in a vibes.
she's probably
Yeah,
in her
yeah, cool.
20s and go for a date for free.
I know what it is, it's Dead Island.
Yeah, she wouldn't fucking.
And you're working out the transaction before you go, right?
Go on a regular date. I talked to them before and I asked them, like straight off the bat, are you looking for someone to sleep with on the first day? What are you looking for in a girl? How many times do you want to go out on dates?
But why have you made 80,000 instead of 800? Why do you not have a Bentley? Are you working cheap?
She's getting completely ripped apart here. Fuck off and get off the show. I've had enough of you.
No, I'm not working. No, that's, I mean, I do want a family. I have been off of one, but I didn't want to like be in a committed relationship with this guy who was
Why would you think like that? If you wanted to be in a relationship with someone, why would you take into account like how much money they have and like what sort of car you can get? Like those sort of people, I don't fucking like. I don't like those people. I know there's plenty of those people in this world, but you know, I just don't think that's right. I really don't think that's right.
like seriously wanted to like settle down, and I was like, I mean, the car and everything sounds great, but I mean, I'm not gonna run to the whole like. Some people, you can lead a successful relationship off this site. Who's to say that you can't? That you can't end up dating somebody and being like, you know, really in
5% or like maybe a bit more. Might even have like success stories. But at the end of the day, are you really on there to be in a relationship? No, you're not. You're not. You're on there for the money. Because that is your job. You guys like me reacting to these real life stories and just explaining my point and being a full-on bellend. I know you guys enjoy that. I know you enjoy that sort of shit. But yeah, really, in conclusion, the girl needs to be put in a bin, and I'm gonna fucking go down the road because B&Q have a sale and buy some more doors. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, comment in the comment section below, and yeah, guys, thank you so much for the support. I say it all of the fucking time, but yeah, seriously, guys, thank you so much. You guys are fucking legends, and I love all of you. I love all of you, including that door over there. What a sexy little fucker. But yeah, guys, thank you so much.
Hello, most amazing top teners. How are you doing today? Any of you watching this video while you're at work? If so, what do you do? I bet it isn't as crazy as some of the things you're going to hear about on today's list. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we're talking the top 10 jobs that no longer exist. I'm a YouTube host, which is a job that really didn't exist until about 10 years ago. As new jobs keep on being created, some old ones die out as they no longer fit the times. Here are 10 professions that have just stopped advertising. In at number 10, we have a knocker-upper. Okay, so this is not what you think it is. It sounds dubious, but this actually refers to a human alarm clock. The practice was very popular in working-class towns in the UK and Ireland in the 1800s up until the mid-1900s. Knocker-uppers were people that used to have long sticks to knock on windows and often whistles to wake people up so they were on time for work. I mean, to be totally honest, the struggle must have been really, really real before alarm clocks existed. So, these persistent fellows made sure that those who needed to be up were up. Unfortunately for them, the practice started to die out in the 1940s and 50s as alarm clocks became common practice in the home. Now, physical alarm clocks are pretty much over too, with the invention of phones that have that capability. In at number 9, we have a pin setter. Pin setters were the poor souls that had to brave big, heavy balls coming to crush them as they reset the 10 pins at a bowling alley. This job was usually a low-paid position taken up by teenage boys, although there was one huge benefit. Often, the lads that worked this job were allowed to bowl for free. Pretty sweet if you're a kid that just wants to bowl. As automatic pin setters were introduced, the job slowly died out between the 1950s and the 1970s. Next up, we have an absolute Victorian classic. Coming in at number 8, we have the chimney sweep. While you can still pay companies to come and clean your chimney, the classic chimney sweep job, as it was popularised in literature by Oliver Twist, no longer exists. The chimney sweep that comes to mind is actually the main sweep's apprentice, a climbing boy as they were known. These were children as young as 4 years old who were tasked with climbing up a narrow chimney shaft to clear blockages. This would stop the chimneys from blowing smoke into a room, so it was kind of important. This kind of practice was happening up until the late 19th century, when concerns were raised over the amount of children dying on the job. Often they'd get trapped, suffocate, or be scorched from a lit fire. Soot was then collected and sold on, with the boys cleaning around 5 fireplaces a day. A practice of hardening was used by their masters, who would purposefully burn their knees and elbows, then rub them with a strong brine using a brush. This basically stopped them getting more easily hurt on the job, slowing down work. In at number 7, we have a lamplighter. Back when streets were lit by candlelight and gas lamps, lamplighters were employed to light and extinguish them. Lamplighters would usually light the streetlights with a wick on a long stick at dusk and then extinguish the flames at dawn. They would also carry out maintenance on the lights, making sure candles or the gas was replaced. These days, almost all street lighting is generated by electricity, so we no longer have a need for this profession. In at number 6, it would have been a great job for me at the time, we have a town crier. Hear ye, hear ye. That's what they say. Town criers used to be people who would ring a bell in a town or city centre and declare the news to all that would listen. These were the main sources of communication and information for townsfolk and the government. At this time, most people couldn't read, so they needed to hear the news. For example, if the King of England had a child, a town crier would ring his bell and announce it in the street to rapturous applause. The same would go for information regarding taxes or town notices, such as reminders not to urinate in the river the day before water was collected to make beer. Good times. Those were the days. These days they do still exist for traditional festivals and occasions, but they aren't a proper salaried job. They'll almost always be held by volunteers. In at number 5, we have a plague doctor. I find these so interesting. When the plague was an issue sweeping through Europe in the 1600s, some people had a job of seeing to the terminally ill. These people were the plague doctors. You did not want to be a plague doctor, mainly because the plague was a highly contagious, incurable disease that almost always resulted in an untimely and undignified death. In the 1620s, plague doctors adopted a bizarre costume invented by Charles de la Orme, which consisted of a heavy wax coat and what was essentially a bird mask, which is kind of creepy. The beak of the mask was stuffed with herbs, straw, and spices. And to be honest with you, the look of the heavy jacket and the mask made people look kind of nightmarish. Also, given the nature of their work, which included popping buboes and bloodletting, I would say that nightmarish was actually the most accurate way to describe their line of work. Blech. Another very unpleasant job up next. In at number 4, we have an executioner. So this job does actually still exist in some places in the Middle East, and indeed people will act as executioners in some states in the USA. However, this job was a staple in the more backward Middle Ages and was especially prevalent in the French Revolution. Now, as most developed countries have banned capital punishment, it no longer exists in most places. Back in the day, though, the local hangman and guillotine operators were notorious in their town. Hangmen would be in charge of tying the noose and making sure deaths were quick. Guillotine operators, on the other hand, became celebrities in their own right during the French Revolution's reign of terror. Many execution audience members would chant their name and clap as they came out to do the deed, which is kind of weird. It may well sound like the high life, but being an executioner has always been a somewhat messy and morbid job that can weigh very heavy on the conscience. Coming in at number 3, joy of all joys, we have a leech collector. I don't enjoy a leech. Back in the day, especially in the 19th century, doctors loved a good leech for the practice of bloodletting. It was believed back then that the human body contained 4 humours: blood, black bile, yellow bile, and phlegm. For a person to be healthy, these humours must be in balance. Sometimes humours had to be drained to achieve this balance, which meant that there was often a lot of bloodletting. Leech collectors were usually women who collected the slimy creatures from boggy areas, often using their own legs to attract them, picking them off when they'd sucked up enough blood. Gross. As they were so often bitten by leeches in boggy areas, leech collectors were subject to infections and illnesses. So I'm not sure whether I would rather collect leeches or other people's vomit. Gross. Neither would be ideal. Probably leeches though. In at number 2, we have people that chose the latter. We have, of course, the classic vomit collector. So I suppose that vomit collectors still kind of exist in a way at theme parks, although really these are just park cleaners. Back in the Roman times, wealthy people would employ vomit collectors at banquets. Back in those days, feasts would last several hours and guests would vomit specifically so they could eat more. I mean, I love my food, but I think that's taking it a little bit far. They often did this in a special special vomit collecting receptacle, or simply shunned it on the floor. Those who deployed the receptacle emptied them and cleaned up the sick were the vomit collectors, and that must have smelled, well, you can imagine. Okay, so moving on from the disgusting to the actually kind of fun to finish this list, I really wish this job still existed because I think I would love it. Coming in at number 1, we have a bard. A bard was a musician, poet, and storyteller who would be employed by a monarch or noble to literally sing their praises, which is probably actually where that phrase comes from. The bard would often follow its employer around, telling musical stories of their accomplishments. So, for example, if any of you have seen the Monty Python Holy Grail, this is like the minstrel who sings Brave Sir Robin. I really would enjoy either being a bard or having a bard. Can you imagine? Brave Rebecca was a YouTube host. She was great. Oh, she was. And then she made videos and went home and drank tea and what? That was really cringe. I'm so sorry. But I would like being a bard. So that was the top 10 jobs that no longer exist. And I've just thought about this whole list and I can't believe I didn't put Vine Star on here. So if you want me to make a part 2 and include Vine Stars, the dying profession that is, then let me know in the comment section down below. Also, let me know which of these jobs you would have loved to do, and I will try and respond to as many comments as I possibly can. For now, I'm Rebecca Felgate. If you like this video, make sure you give it a good thumbs up, share it with a friend, and of course subscribe to our fabulous channel for more top 10 lists. And I will see you beauties next time.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Danny Burke, and I am an ex-child, a former kid. I'm a very old baby. I thought some pretty strange things were true in my childhood. As an adult, I found that I wasn't alone in this. A lot of people out there thought some pretty funny, kind of dumb things were true when they were kids as well. So I gathered some of the best and some of my own, so let's enjoy them together. This is the top 10 dumbest things we believed as kids. Okay, starting off at number 10 now, we have the black and white past. This is a really common one that I saw all over the internet. It turns out a lot of people used to think that all the old pictures and movies from the time before color cameras were actually from a time when color just didn't exist yet. Everything was black and white. A lot of people thought this when they were kids, but everyone seemed to have their own weird theory about who invented color or how it was invented. I'm quite glad because I don't think this look suits me. Imagine a black and white YouTube. Yeah. No thank you. Let's move on to number 9. Now I've heard that a lot of people used to think that cats and dogs were the same species, just different genders. Usually this involves thinking all cats were female and all dogs were male for some reason. I saw this one everywhere online and nobody seems to know where it actually comes from. Some suggestions have been that it came from cartoons that tend to feature female cats and male dogs, but I really have no idea. I would love it if any of you guys thought this as a kid and then you could explain to me in the comment section, why did you think this? Alright, moving on to number 8 now. I thought I'd include one of my own personal ones here, just so you know I was not free from dumb thoughts as a kid. I used to think that babies look like their dads because the dad would just hang around the mum a lot when she was pregnant. Somehow the baby would be like, oh, this guy that's hanging around quite a lot, that must be the dad. So I'm just going to make sure that I look a little bit like him. I remember thinking, how come mum's body knows to make me look like dad and not some random guy that she works with? Welcome, everyone, to my strange childhood brain. Alright, next up at number 7. How many of you thought that swallowing watermelon seeds or apple seeds would result in a plant growing inside you? I personally didn't, but I can't believe how many people I've spoken to that did. Sometimes they don't know why they thought it, but some people said that their parents told them this was true. Harsh. Maybe they were worried about seeds being bad for their kid, and so they made up this story. Just in case anyone is still unsure, no, your stomach is not a very friendly place for a watermelon plant to grow. Don't worry. Coming in at number 6 now. Car signals reading the mind of a driver. This is one that I remember thinking too, so I was glad that I wasn't alone when I heard that other people thought this too. These days, as a driver, I know that my indicator lights will flash if I flick them on, but as a kid, I thought it was nothing short of magic. I used to think that the car just knew which way the driver wanted the car to go. How does a mind-reading car work, you might ask? Well, I've never really got around to figuring that part out. Magic is magic. Next up at number 5, we have a belief that I never had, but I wish I did, because it would have made the world a little bit more colourful. Some of us apparently used to believe that black and white cows produced plain milk, but the brown cows were the ones that produced chocolate milk. I wish this was true. I really, really do wish this was true. I thought it couldn't get any better, and then I heard that some people used to think that strawberry milk came from, yep, you guessed it, pink cows. Reality sucks. We're going to stay on the drinking theme now for number 4. How many of you guys thought that drinking and driving involved drinking anything, not just alcohol? I came across countless stories online of people saying that when they were kids, they used to watch in horror as their parents would drink coffee in the morning and then get straight in the car and drive to work. How could they ignore all those warnings on TV about how dangerous drinking and driving was? Did they just not care? Well, no. Obviously, once you get to a certain age, you understand that it's drinking specifically alcohol that's dangerous as a driver. Having some orange juice before heading to work doesn't quite make you a hardened criminal. Coming in at number 3 now, I'm going to throw a personal one of mine in here for your enjoyment. I used to think there was a flap in my throat that would separate the food and drink that I would swallow. Somehow my body would know if it was food and the flap would go one way and send food down to my food stomach. And then if I was drinking, the flap would go the other way and send drink down to my drink stomach. That's a thing. Yeah, it didn't really make scientific sense whatsoever. I think the first time I really began to question it was when I was having some soup with bits in it, and I remember thinking, how will the flap know which way to go? I still don't know how the flap knows which way to go. Next up at number 2 now, we have The Truman Show. Now this one is named after the famous Jim Carrey movie where he plays Truman, a man whose whole life has been a reality TV show, but he doesn't know it. A lot of people felt like they really were living in some version of that when they were kids. I used to feel the same way, to be honest. People who experienced this say that they felt everyone else in the world wasn't real and more like actors in this great show that was their life. Perhaps there are some kids right now watching this video who believe this and think that I don't exist outside of this YouTube screen. Maybe that's true. Maybe I'm fake. Am I fake? And finally now at number 1, we have the childhood belief that getting cash back after buying something or writing a check for someone was free money. When a lot of kids see ATM cash machines spitting out money for their parents, they naturally think, oh, that just must mean free money. You just put in 4 numbers and it rewards you with free money forever. The same goes for writing checks to people. All you have to do is write an amount on a piece of paper and bam, now it's worth that amount. Whenever you pay for something on card and then they ask you, do you want cash back? Why would you ever say no to free cash, right? Well, at some point, we all learned the harsh reality that all of that money, either taking it or giving it to someone else, is actually our own money. There is no free money. There are no free money machines, I think. Still kind of holding on to the hope that one day I'll find a free money machine. Some people tell me that isn't the best career plan. Well guys, that was a small selection of some dumb things that we all thought were true as kids. How many of them did you relate to? Do you guys have any stranger ones? If you guys do want a part 2 of this, then I want you to start commenting real things that you believed as a kid down below. So if you want to be featured in the next video, then let me know. I'm Danny Burke, and I'll see you all in the next video.
What's happening, you guys? Welcome back to another Most Amazing Top 10 video. I'm Landon.
And my name is Danny Burke, and today we thought we would do a special video together. We team up because we're going to be talking about something Landon's going to tell you right now.
So this right here is the top 10 inventions invented by kids.
Okay, so starting off this list, at the number 10 spot, we have the crayon holder. When Cassidy Goldstein was 11 years old, the crayons that she was using to colour with snapped and broke. Now, most of us have experienced this as kids, and usually you have to just kind of throw them away, don't you? Not Cassidy, though. She put the crayon pieces into a small plastic tube that was used to keep roses fresh during shipping. She had accidentally invented the crayon holder. In 2002, she filed a patent for it and sold the license, with Cassidy getting 5% of every single sale. In 2006, she was named Inventor of the Year, and the money from that paid for most of her college costs and helped her start her own life in New York.
Okay, so moving into number 9, we have George Neeson, who invented the trampoline at the age of 16 years old. That is incredible.
It's crazy.
George used to watch trapeze artists perform their daring stunts at circus. He saw them dismount at the end of their routine, dropping from their swing swinging bars and onto the safety net down below, and when they would land, you know, they would like bounce a little bit. Well, he thought, well, why stop the routine there? Why can't we get these guys to keep on bouncing, and then they can like create this awesome new routine with like new tricks? So that's when he got to work with this idea in his parents' garage to create what he called a bouncing rig. He strapped a canvas sheet to a rectangular steel frame. Over time, he kept changing the design of the trampoline. 16-year-old George, with his invention, invented a whole new sport, a whole new world. And in 2000, trampolining became an Olympic sport during the Sydney Summer Games.
Alright, moving on now to number 8, we have something that everyone needs when it gets too cold, earmuffs.
What a great invention.
I know, I couldn't live without them, except I never wear them, but I could live without them. I just wear a hat all the time, so don't need them. But have you guys ever used a pair of earmuffs to stop your ears from freezing in the cold weather? Well, you have Chester Greenwood to thank for that. In 1873, when he was 15 years old, Chester needed something to protect his ears when he went ice skating. Now, he was allergic to his wool cap and needed a solution. One day, he was at home when he saw his grandmother on the sewing machine. He asked her if she could sew some beaver fur in circles to a bent piece of wire in the shape of his head. Hey presto, he had himself the first ever pair of earmuffs. By the time he was 25, he already had his own earmuff factory, and his invention has been keeping ears nice and toasty ever since.
Frank Epperson is up next in our list at number 7. Lucky number 7. When Frank was 11 years old, he accidentally invented the popsicle. Back in 1905 in San Francisco, he created this concoction that he left outside in the freezing winter night one night. The concoction he created froze solid. He noticed how cold it was, and that's when he decided to have a little bit of fun by mixing soda water powder and water into a glass, and he just left it outside to freeze. Moments later, Frank created the world's first popsicle. So the product he created was actually named Epsicle, after his last name, Epperson. However, later he changed the name of the tree to Popsicle, and not what he came up with originally. In 1925, Frank sold the rights to the Popsicle brand name to a New York company. 3 years later, the Popsicle sales topped $60 million, but with every sale, Frank made royalties on it. So yeah, he made a lot of money from this invention throughout his whole life.
Just from popsicles?
Just from popsicles. Incredible. At number 6, this next invention was a very important one. This invention was made for millions of people who are blind. And of course, I'm talking about Braille. The inventor of Braille was Louis Braille. He was 12 years old when he invented Braille. 12 years old! Louis became blind by accident when he was 3 years old. He wanted a way to be able to read, and when he invented Braille, he was able to read and write. In fact, he started to excel in his education. He received a scholarship. It has now been adapted for use in languages worldwide. Okay, so now we just got finished talking about Braille. Let's see what we got next.
Yeah, okay, moving on now to number 5. We're halfway through, and we have one with a bit of a funny name. It's called the Oinkosaurus app. So these days, a lot of kids in the world use apps, but how many kids have actually made one themselves? When Fabian Fernandez-Han was 12 years old, he came up with the concept for a financial app for kids. It helped teach kids about money, how to save it, and how to manage it. Fabian did get some help when it came to actually programming and releasing the app, but the concept, that was all him. He got the idea for Oinkosaurus after watching his dad buying stocks, and he asked if he could do the same, and it turns out he could. Alright, moving on to number 4 now, we have Superman. Okay, so I know this one isn't really like a product, but yeah, Superman is too cool to leave this one out. In 1933, high school student Jerry Siegel wrote a short story about a man who gained psychic powers from an experimental drug called The Reign of the Superman. It was illustrated by his classmate Joe Shuster. Superman was actually not an initial success to begin with, but as the character evolved, it began to draw some attention until, on April 18th, 1938, it was first published in Action Comics by DC, and the rest is history. So if you guys are currently in high school and you feel a little bit powerless in life, high school students were the ones who created the most powerful superhero of all time. It's kind of cool.
Number 3, we have 12-year-old Peter Chilvers, who invented the first windsurfing board. He invented this back in 1958 when he decided that one day to attach a sail to a surfboard, and the rest is history. Could you guys imagine the first feeling of catching wind and just taking off into the sunset? I've tried windsurfing before. It's hard, but it's so amazing. So crazy when you think about windsurfing. It came from a 12-year-old kid who just decided to do something, out of the ordinary, and he just wanted to create this new thing, and now it's a huge sport that millions of people love doing. This just shows you how remarkable and brilliant the young minds are.
Okay, we have reached number 2 now, and we have the calculator. When you guys think the calculator was invented? The 1980s, maybe? The 1940s? Sometime in the 1800s? No, it was actually invented in 1642 by a young French guy called Blaise Pascal. He was 18 at the time, so on the border between being a child and an adult, but this is too amazing to not put on the list. He made it for his dad, who was a tax collector. It was made up of a series of complicated gear wheels, and it could add, subtract, multiply, and divide two numbers. That's pretty simple by today's standards, but this 18-year-old made this over 370 years ago. He made about 50 of them, but nobody seemed to really care at that time. Well, he's now being mentioned in a top 10 video, which has to mean something, I guess. Maybe.
And finally, at number 1 for the top 10 inventions invented by kids, I think this is one of my favorite inventions of all time, and this invention, it absolutely changed the world. Let me know if you guys agree. And of course, I'm talking about the television. Philo Taylor Farnsworth was an American inventor and television pioneer. He made many contributions that were crucial to the early development of the all-electronic television. Philo has over 169 United States and foreign patents for the television. Also, he holds over 100 more patents for the radio. Philo was 14 years old when he first started to draft his first sketch of the TV. Most would say that this kid was a genius. Without Philo, we would never have Netflix, you can never Netflix and chill, or any of those great TV shows that we all love to watch. So a huge thanks to this guy, for this kid, really, who invented this amazing invention.
Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed that list. I know personally I'm feeling a little bit down about my childhood. I feel like I wasted all that time not inventing.
Well, I'm 26 and I still haven't invented anything.
We should go away and invent something.
Yeah, right now.
Maybe we could do a part 2 about it. I don't know. But if you guys want to see a part 2, then let us know in the comments below. And as ever, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you in the next one. This stuff is called candy. Where I'm from in the UK, it's called sweets. Everyone in the world seems to have a different name for the stuff, but we all know it's sweet. It's kind of bad for you. Kids love it, and sometimes companies stop making certain types of it. This makes everyone sad and turns us all into little kids who have just had our chocolate bars taken away. Let's talk about the top 10 discontinued candy we all miss. Coming in at number 10 now, we have the Wonka bar. There are 2 types of chocolate Wonka bar. The fictional one from the famous Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie, and a real one that first appeared in the 70s, inspired by the fictional one. The Wonka bar would never obviously live up to how amazing the fictional one apparently tasted, but it gained quite a cult following. Then in 2005, some Wonka bars were packaged with an actual golden ticket, just like in the movies. Now this was to promote the new adaptation with Johnny Depp, but unfortunately the prize was a tour of Nestlé's factory and not Willy Wonka's, shattering kids' dreams everywhere. Perhaps that's why sales started to shrink and the Wonka bar was finally discontinued in 2010. Alright, next up at number 9, we have Gator Gum. Many of you guys will have heard of Gatorade, the drink, but were you aware they also used to make gum? Gator Gum was marketed as the gum for active people, and it promised to quench people's thirst. Gatorade fans loved it. Finally, they had something to chew on when they weren't drinking Gatorade. It came in lemon lime and orange flavour and was around during the late 80s and early 90s. Now the problem was, when people get thirsty, they usually reach for a glass of something, a liquid, not a piece of gum. That's a shame, because Gator Gum is a great name. Coming in at number 8 now, we have Bar None. Bar None was released in 1987, described as a cocoa wafer with chocolate filling and a peanut and milk chocolate coating. Now I wasn't around then, so I never got to try this, but it sounds amazing. Many other people thought so too at the time, because Bar None took off across America. And then, in 1992, Hershey's made a big mistake. They changed the formula. If there's one thing chocolate bar lovers can't stand, it's when people mess with the formula. It was split into 2 different sticks, caramel was added, and the iconic wrapper was redesigned. Fans of the old bar said this was the main reason the Bar non became bar non-existent by 1997. Coming in at number 7 now, we have Shark Bites. They were small gummy candies in the shape of a shark, combining two things that all kids love: sugar and dangerous animals. Although I have heard that sharks aren't as bad as the movies have made out, but still, they came in different colours, in red, orange, yellow, purple and white, each one corresponding to a different flavour. Weirdly, the yellow shark tasted like strawberry. There's a sentence I didn't think I would ever say in my life. They were a go-to snack for kids in the 90s, but largely faded out during the new millennium. Now, I did find a few articles saying that they had come back in a few stores in America and could also be bought online, but until they really bite back into the market, they're going to keep their spot on this list. Alright, next up at number 6 now, we have Astro Pops. These were launched in 1963 as cone-shaped lollipops supposed to resemble a space rocket. Now, I'm not saying that making these was rocket science, but the creators were actual rocket scientists. I'm not making this up. They quit their rocket science job to make the Astro Pops and based its 3-color design on the 3 stages of a rocket launch. They came out during a time when the world was space travel obsessed. They came in cherry, passion fruit and pineapple flavor, and later on there was even a banana split and caramel apple flavor. But in 1997 they were actually sued by parents who said their son was injured by the stick of an Astro Pop. The design was then changed and Astro Pop never really got off the launch pad again after that. Sales declined and it was sadly discontinued in 2004. Coming in at number 5 now, we have the Nestle Quick Bar. Nesquik is still one of the most popular breakfast cereals in the world. They dominated the home milkshake market too. They were in kitchen cupboards everywhere in the 90s, and Nestle managed to make the leap from breakfast to lunch with a Quick Bar. It was basically chewy chocolate taffy, very soft and tasted like a cross between chocolate and the Nesquik flavour everyone knew. Couldn't get enough of it, and some clever chocolate makers jumped on the dance wagon and named the Charleston Chew Bar. The dance faded out of fashion, but the bar kept growing in popularity. It became a chocolate-covered vanilla candy bar. Then, in the 1970s, new flavours were brought out, such as strawberry and banana. Now, I've heard the bar does still exist in a few places over 90 years since its invention, but you'd be hard-pressed to find it these days in your local store, and will probably have to order it online. Next up, at number 3 now, we have Desert Bar. This Hershey's chocolate bar was made in the late 1980s, but not for kids. It was made specifically for soldiers. Hershey's made it for the US Army. It was a chocolate bar that could withstand heat up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit or about 60 degrees Celsius without melting at all. 144,000 bars were shipped out to soldiers during the First Gulf War. When the war ended, Hershey decided to sell their remaining stock to customers back in the US. They gained a pretty big cult following, but when the supply chain eventually ran out, didn't make any more than chocolate bar lovers had to return to very boring. Alright, we're at the number 2 spot now.
I've got my ammo back. That's a good thing.
You guys watching are big fans of Nerds Candy. We've talked about the Nerds Candy cereal in our discontinued cereal video, and we're not done talking about the thin fruit flavoured candy rock bits just yet. That sentence. Their appeal has often been in their handy little size, and Jumbo Nerds were exactly the same, but bigger. You think they've just changed their size to some candy, but people started to think, why would I eat normal Nerds when I can eat Jumbo Nerds? They're bigger. In the end though, it seemed that people felt like Nerds were getting a bit too big for their boots, and the product was discontinued. Finally now, at number 1, we have the PB Max. The PB stood for peanut butter, and to be honest with you guys, if I could bring back one discontinued item in the whole world, it might be this. Launched by Mars in 1989, PB Max were bars made out of creamy peanut butter and oats, all placed on a whole grain cookie and smothered in rich milk chocolate. Sorry. Now the label suggested you only ever eat 1 piece per serving, but that was never going to happen. The only way you could stop me from having 10 pieces at once would be if I choked on it. Yeah, I have a bit of a problem with peanut butter. But it seems like a lot of other people did too, as this little bar racked up a whopping $50 million in sales before being discontinued because, wait for it, the Mars family who made the bar didn't like peanut butter. Disgusting. Discontinued this, discontinued that, discontinued snacks all day, every day. We've done discontinued food in general now. We've done cereal, we've done drinks, and now candy. What other discontinued things should we talk about next on this channel? We've made all of these based on on your suggestions, so make yourself heard down below. My name is Danny Black. I'll be down there in the comments with you to hear all of your ideas, and I'll see you in the next video.
Croissant. Honey, sit yourself down, grab a coffee or a cup of tea, and have one of these sweet, sweet cronuts. Here is a frosted matcha flavour cronut with a Bavarian cream matcha filling, piped right into the centre. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, how about a strawberry frosted cronut? Oh yes. Meat lovers, raise your hand. In at number 9, we have beef, rib, and bacon cheeseburger. It feels so wrong, but it feels so right at the same time. This isn't just any burger. This is a beef royal from Barbecue Whiskey Beer in London, UK. Not only is it loaded with rib, beef, bacon, and melted cheese, it also comes complete with onion rings, mushrooms, and a glazed sesame bun. Never mind leaving my fictional husband for this. I think I might leave Canada and move back to England. Another one for these sweet tooths out there. In at we have a chocolate torte. Just a spouse side, a dewashed torte from Butter Midtown in New York. Thanks, Ben. Things kind of got a bit hazy. Chef Juan Estella set up Butter Midtown in 2002 and has been ruining marriages ever since. So coming in at number 7, a food that can be vegan or vegetarian but is always extremely delicious, we have pad thai. Oh, so good. Sauteed vegetables, noodles, peanuts, and pad thai sauce. This is probably one of the healthiest things on our list, but equally as delicious as everything else. I for one love to add a few shrimp on the top of my pad thai, but it is totally up to you. Also, squeeze a lime doesn't go amiss. Okay, up next, a breakfast I would regularly sell my soul for, let alone leave my significant other. We have a delicious Eggs Benedict in at number 6. So you are seeing pictures of Eggs Benedict on potato waffles here from a place in Toronto called The Starving Artist. This is one of my favourite things to eat on earth. Oh, that buttery hollandaise with a perfectly cooked, runny, soft-boiled egg. Wow. Of course, additional things like smoked salmon or bacon can make this kind of scenario slightly more premium, but when there's hollandaise, eggs, and waffles, things can only really go from a 10 out of 10 to like a 10 out of 10 with a gold star and like a smile and a wistful memory. Number 5 brings us to a slow roast pork belly with crackling in a jus with parsnips and roasted potatoes. Mother may I. The Atrium in New York and Dandelion in Toronto are 2 places I know that do an absolutely cracking pork belly. However, in any city, I'm sure that there are many great places to go for just like a premium piece of pork. Next up, a favourite recipe of mine and so delicious. We have beer battered halloumi. For those of you that don't eat meat, this can be an excellent alternative to fish and chips. So you have beer battered halloumi with chunky fries, maybe even a side of peas. If you do eat meat, then it's never really taste like concern about meat cheese because, oh god, yes. Coming in, we have a sultry lobster in a brioche roll. One of my favourite places for this kind of deliciousness is Burger and Pasta in London. However, anywhere on the coast of Maine in the United States has unrivaled lobster quality. So good. And the top dessert that will make you want to ditch your other half is coming champagne. So, yeah. To be honest, I'd send a hubby down a river if it meant that I could be forever pressing that button, a river of champagne. Okay, so we are here at number 1, the greatest of all of the foods in the world. If it was a choice between never ever eating this again or living alone in, like, loveless solitude, it would have to be this. In at number 1, we have warm baked camembert. I mean, I have all of the love I need right here. Whoever came up with the idea of baking a cheese was a genius. What you do here is buy a French boxed camembert, unwrap it, make 4 incisions, poke in cloves of garlic in the slots, poke a hole in the middle, stuff in some rosemary, put the cheese back in the box and pop it in the oven for 20 minutes. Then, take it out of the oven, remove the garlic, and eat that gloriously melted cheese with French fries. Until I dribble down. I can think of gone. This is heaven. I need no one else but you, camembert. Just you. So that's our top 10 foods that make you want to leave your wife or husband to sleep. Anything else? Shall I make a part 2? I haven't even mentioned salads or chorizo yet, so I really feel like I should. I've been Rebecca Belgate. This has been Most Amazing Top 10. Let me know what kind of foods you guys are into. What would make you leave your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, anything. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will try and respond to as many as I possibly can. But for now, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, share it with a friend, and of course subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10.
This week I'm actually going to be bringing out a video of me reacting to you guys, reacting to these dumbest tweet videos. Should be extra dumb. Alright, coming in at number 10. I wish I had an older twin brother who looked like me so I could use his ID to do adult things like go to a bar. Hashtag, can I be 21 yet? He wishes he had a twin brother that was older than him. Significantly older than him. Help me, please. Okay, some twins are 4 minutes or even hours apart, but I don't think you're ever going to be that different in age from your birth twin that you should borrow their ID, right? Normally I wouldn't even have to ask that question, but you guys know that these videos have me questioning my own sanity. At the number 9 spot, fellas, your mom is in a cardiac arrest and your wife is about to give birth. They're in 2 different hospitals. Which one are you going to? Mom just don't have to sit in jail because I want to see my baby born. I'll bond her out the next day. I had to read this one about twice before it hit me. This guy didn't think the cardiac arrest was a heart attack. No, he thought it was a police arrest. Wow. This is what it's come to, guys. Look, there's a lot of medical terms out there that I'm not familiar with, but me, the clue is in the tweet. It said hospital, not jail. I really hope this guy doesn't end up becoming a doctor. Every time someone has a heart attack, he's going to send them to prison. Coming in at number 8 now, this woman said, guys, I'm trapped in an Amtrak elevator at BWI Airport. Help? Well, luckily, Amtrak replied, we are sorry to hear that. Are you still in the elevator? Wow, it's lucky they replied so fast. It only took 5 months. Yeah, look at the dates. She was stuck in the elevator in February, and they finally got around to replying to her in September. Now that's what I call customer service. Bit late, isn't it? Just a little bit late. She's either died in that elevator, or she's just got a notification from someone trying to help her get out of an elevator that she got out of 5 months ago. Guys, if you ever visit on Twitter, please don't get stuck in an elevator. Next up at number 7, this person used 13,000 pennies to create this pen floor. Joke's on him, because now he just wasted 13,000 exchange rate is? Well, based on this tweet alone, one American penny is exactly the same as one dumb Twitter dollar. Yeah, it looks like the joke was actually on the guy who said the joke was on someone else, but they're both probably off doing other things with their lives now, and I'm the one just overanalyzing it. Guess the joke's on me. Okay, we're at number 6 now, and we're asking, do iPhones even work, or is everyone just pretending? In ancient times, philosophers were already starting to wonder about some of life's biggest questions. What is the meaning of life? What happens after death? Do we really have free will? The biggest question of all, of course. Do iPhones even work, or is everyone just pretending? Sometimes people don't want to buy iPhones because of the price, maybe, or they don't like Apple. Maybe they prefer another brand of phone. But I've never heard of someone being put off buying one because they're worried that they will have to pretend that it actually works. What is this? I'm pretending this tweet wasn't real, so now let's move on to ad number 5. I can't wait to cut the and build that cord when my daughter is born. I know medicine is hard, but I think everyone knows the difference between an umbilical cord and build that cord. One of them is the link between a mother and her unborn baby, and the other is complete nonsense. When this guy asks the doctors if he can cut the and build the cord, they're going to look very confused and then very slowly take the scissors away from him. Never trust the man who says and build that cord. Alright, next up at number 4. Selfie in the Auschwitz concentration camp. Ooh, selfie. Ooh. No, not there. Please, not there. Earth is a big place. There are millions of places to take great selfies. I don't think the most famous Nazi death camp responsible for the deaths of over 1 million people is a great place to be so happy for a selfie. That's just my opinion, but you guys should form your own opinions yourself. Coming at number 3, yes, you should get vaccines, and so what if that makes your kid autistic? That doesn't mean he's gay. So, let's decode this. You should always get vaccines, even if that means your kid will be autistic, not autistic, and none of that means that he is gay. This message was brought to you by the Medical Association of Adult Twitter. What I love about this one is that for her to tweet this, just think, she must have seen someone else tweet that you shouldn't get vaccines because that will make your kid artistic and that will always mean they're gay. That's right, there's an even more stupid tweet out there that gave birth to this tweet. I'm sorry guys, I couldn't find it, but I won't stop looking. You guys know the dumb tweets can run, but they can't hide. What is my life? At number 2, tell me, did you fall for shouting stars without permanent scars? Now I think that might be a song that I can get. The lyrics is obviously meant to be a shooting star, a shouting star would be terrifying. When you wish upon a star makes no difference who you are. I'm finally now at number 1. Never even happened.
Mom's already done this, okay? It's going? Yeah. Oh, when? Then, bad,